slow down, there's no rush.
Yeah, though, you know what it is. It's your boy GS the Dream. Today I stopped by the Superstar Spotlight to talk to my mans about this new project I just dropped called It's Not You, It's Me. So you are now tuned in to a new episode of the Superstar Spotlight. Hope you enjoy it. Peace.
Us is the same thing, same thing, same thing, same old thing. It's the same thing, same.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. I am your host and favorite actor, Brandon Houston. And as always, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. And as always, these episodes are sponsored by Guilty Rich. So make sure y'all hit up the IG at guilty.rich or the website at guiltyrichboutique.com. That's boutique spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Hit up guiltyrichboutique.com. It's still fall season. You got time to get your Guilty Rich hoodies like this one right here. And a lot more exclusive merchandise. So make sure y'all go over there and show them some love. I truly appreciate it. And today we have a special returning guest, our first returning guest. And this is going to be a special episode because he just dropped an album on Monday called It's Not You, It's Me. And man, it's been a couple of years since we got a project. I believe the last one was Survival, the EP.
Yeah.
And then now, a couple of years later, here we are with the album It's Not You, It's Me. And on top of that, he's been working on plenty of other things as well. And I'm so excited to have him on the show because we're going to break down the album. All right, so hope y'all ready to tune in because I'm ready to tune in with it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, back again in the spotlight is GS the Dream.
Hey Siri, play It's Not You, It's Me by GS the Dream.
Good choice.
Hey Siri, play It's Not You, It's Me by GS the Dream.
All right, bet.
Hey Siri, play It's Not You, It's Me by GS the Dream.
Say less.
Yeah, though, you know what it is, man. Thank you for having me, first of all.
Man, I appreciate you for coming back on the show, man.
Yeah, it's that time, man.
Yeah, for sure. And the album is here, man. The album is here. It's out. And, you know, what I want to start with, you know, how was your initial reaction to seeing the full production come together for this album? What was your reaction to seeing it all come together?
I think initially I was just really proud of like myself because it just came together in a time where I felt like a lot of things were not coming together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just to be able to create while I was in that season of my life and then just listen to the quality that I put together, I'm just like, okay, like you can do this for real. And it's not like I thought that I couldn't do it, but it's just a lot different when it's finally done and it's sitting in front of you, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was really extremely proud of myself. I felt a little sneaky, like, man, they don't even know, but like niggas don't even know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was really excited about getting it out there and just hearing people's initial reaction. And then the reactions that I've been getting, the calls that I've been getting, the texts that I've been getting have been very supportive, and I felt like people really missed me out there. So, you know, I'm gonna do my best to stay active.
Yeah, definitely glad you're here, man. Still dropping some heat, man. I was able to listen to the album all the way through myself, man. And
Thank you.
It's some tracks on there. I'm like, man, he really talking on here, man. You know, it's the typical GS Dream when, you know, you get in the bars and everything like that. But there's a lot of introspective thought in there too.
Yeah.
Just based off the title itself, It's Not You, It's Me. For you, what's the significance of naming the album that specific title?
Well, when people hear that phrase, a lot of time they think about like somebody breaking up or something, you trying to let somebody down easy, like, no, it's not you, it's me.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to play off of that, but just like in a different way, because like I feel like it's a nice misdirection. You know what I'm saying? That have people thinking this is a breakup album or something like that. But in reality, it's kind of me just talking to the things that were holding me back from being great and the things that I was prioritizing, and just really reiterating like, okay, I can't continue to put everything except me first. So when I think of like I said in the outro, like when I look at the top of my list, it's not you, it's me. Like I got to put myself up there. So the album is mostly about just like prioritizing yourself and just learning how to get to a space where you can do that effectively. You know what I'm saying? Like you can prioritize yourself without being a completely selfish person. So just learning the balance that came with both of those. And really, I just wanted that misdirection to kind of tap people into it initially, and then they listen to it and walk away with something totally different. So it's damn near clickbait.
Got you. Got you. But it definitely is a title that draws in people for sure, because like you said, now they're feeling like, oh, it's a breakup or what's going on with
Yeah, like
the
people
music.
will
But
think, yeah.
then when they tune into it, it's like a whole different vibe and perspective.
Yeah.
But for some of the songs that I listen to, it still gives some of that, like, it's not you, it's me. Like, you know, like it wasn't you that got me in this position. You know, it was me that got me here. You know.
Yeah, I think
Something like that.
accountability was a theme throughout the project. You know what I'm saying? I started with it in the beginning. On songs like Leave a Message and Calling Me Back, I kind of go back into the, like, I know how I am at certain times. You know what I'm saying? And I know that might be hard for people that love me to like deal with in the moment. So I'm like, look, this isn't necessarily a moment where I'm expecting people to like rally around me and help me through something. Like sometimes I just gotta do that on my own, you know what I'm saying? And just like giving them a peace of mind and just letting them know like this isn't like I'm beefing with nobody. Like I'm not angry. I just gotta figure some things out. So it's a lot of those moments where I'm kind of just honest about who I am as a human outside of, you know, what people might expect from me as an artist, or, you know what I'm saying, what people think of me as a social media like personality or whatever. I just wanted to really get honest because I feel like I haven't done that in the album yet. Like Malcolm Wild was really about the Black experience as a whole. Survival was kind of about like just being able to overcome something, but it wasn't even necessarily like I mentioned the accident that I was in because it was the car. I mean, it was the cover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really like talking about things that I go through on a regular. So I just wanted to take a project that really like proved that I was self-aware. Like I get that I'm not perfect. I get that I'm gonna make the same mistakes that another human will make, but I can be great in spite of those. So that's where I was going with the project.
Okay, cool. And even leading up to the project, like we've seen a lot of the like visuals and everything for some of the singles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, what would I call it? I guess just anticipation and building up to this, because like something different, I believe that dropped like a year ago, and for it to like come back and resurface and, you know, still hit the same way it did then, it was like a brand new track essentially. So.
Yeah, because like once you see it in the mix of the whole project, I feel like I structured the project how I did for a reason. Like with Something Different being a song that was out a while ago, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ease people into the project and then give them something different because they already familiar with it. And then like the story kind of goes deeper from there, you know what I'm saying? Then we start getting like Round Away and, you know, some of the other things that kind of shine more light on who I was as a person. So, you know, it's everything was strategic. When I sat down, I played the songs in different orders like 4 or 5 times, just trying to figure out what was the best way to line it up. So
yeah, the order that it's in now is completely fire, man. And let me stop to say this, man. Make sure y'all check out It's Not You, It's Me on all streaming platforms, man. Album is out right now, so y'all gotta go check it out. And it's dope. It's definitely dope. And you know, me being a big fan, you know, I had to check it out day one. So so it's definitely something that you can listen to. And like the homie Cristobal said on his podcast, man, it's something you can ride on the highway to and listen to it straight through.
Oh yeah, he said highway music.
Yeah, the highway music. I definitely can then vibe with that description of it. But it's some bars in there now. Don't get it confused. It's always gonna be the bars.
Oh yeah.
But it's always gonna bring different vibes and different types of flows in there too. So it's not like the same thing all the way through. It's giving you something different.
Same thing is fire though.
But same thing is definitely fire. Same thing is definitely fire. And we're gonna get into that too. But before we get into that, I want to talk about what you've been up to since our last time that we had you on the show, man. It's been a lot going on with you. Besides, producing the album and everything like that, there's been, a couple of shows going on. Cloudsville is getting the upgrade and working schedule going on. So what's been going on with you in the time that you've been working?
Since the last time I came around, I taken some more concrete steps towards, getting Cloudsville Studios in a building of its own, really just expanding, trying to be able to accommodate people on a more professional level. I've been working on a lot of stuff, like a lot of different ideas, trying to get some partnerships going as far as just businesses in the local area, just places that I can link up with and, kind of shine light on what they do. I also shine light on what I do. Been working a lot on myself as a person, trying to get back into working out regularly or just stuff like that. Moved, I did a lot, but mostly just regained my focus and passion for, what I feel like I'm called to do. So, and I did a lot of shows. Jeff gave me the opportunity to perform at one of his barbecues. I've been doing the Wine and Rhymes, which is a very, very, very dope show. If you ever get a chance, you see a flyer and you can come out, make sure you make it to a Wine and Rhymes, man. Sure. Those vibes are next level. I performed with Fig and Brody when we went to Ann Arbor. Got my car towed at that show, so it ended up costing me money to go out there. But that was dope, just being able to perform somewhere that was a little impromptu, or it was just it just felt really organic. Like we just got together, went on the rooftop, grabbed some mics, hooked everything up, and the people there knew what they were doing. So that was a really cool just experience to have, just performing off a rooftop. That was crazy. What else, man? Porch Fest, I performed on accident. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and just happened to have my music on my phone where I could just send it and be like, hey, let me rock this real quick. So that was dope, man. But yeah, I've been trying to do my best to get out there more because I know I have a tendency of just becoming a hermit and then not really doing too much with anybody. So I wanted to make sure that my presence was felt this year. I wanted to make sure my face was seen this year. And then I was just doing my best to get out there and support people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And on top of that too, you've been doing some modeling. We can see you in the model space. Shout out to
Adriana. Yeah, I've been trying to add some hyphens to the resume, man. I already got rapper, producer, all of that good stuff under my belt. But it's when I step outside of music land, I want to have some hyphens over there too. I want to get back into acting. You know what I'm saying? I did a couple acting auditions. Adriana gave me the opportunity to model for some local brands. So yeah, I've been trying to, be outside a little bit.
Yeah, you've been moving outside, man. I've been noticing, and it's definitely a dope thing to see. Even when the primary focus is music, you're still able to navigate to different areas and diversify yourself and let that all still coincide with who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that's completely dope to see. And yeah, I just hope you keep going with it, man. And
got to.
Especially with this album out right now, man, because it's definitely dope, definitely fire. Given that this is out right now, I hate to ask this now, but I feel like I should. But like,
Go ahead, man.
given that this album is out now, like, what do you think are the next steps that come from having this out there? Like, what do you see like stemming from this being out there?
I definitely feel like a new body of work gives you the opportunity to connect with more people because throughout the promotion process, you're gonna run into people who do what you do or like what you do. And I think the more that I run into those people and the more that I build those connections, it might lead to shows out of state. You know what I'm saying? I might end up going on another feature run. And just making sure that I don't allow people to forget how this project sounded. You know what I'm saying? So it might take a video to redirect somebody to the album. It might take, hearing it in a show or a movie or something like that. So I'm working on getting songs synced, working on getting some visuals for the songs themselves. I've been writing out the videos. I'm really just trying to save up the money to, saying, get the directors involved. But yeah, I definitely want to make sure that I don't let up on the gas like I have on past projects because like I'll be really excited when it dropped and I see all the support when it originally dropped and then I don't know if I just expect the fans to carry it from there or what, but I know another thing about me is I'll see the initial reaction and be like, oh yeah, the city rocking with me, and then feel like that's all I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So this time around, I'm just keeping myself mindful of the fact that there's still more work to do, and then just keeping myself in a mental position to be able to do it all.
Okay. So it seems like, this is the album that we should expect to, to get that big push.
Yeah, this it feel like the breakthrough album, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's only fitting that the album that breaks through is an album that really reflects me as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for the spaces that you've already been in and the connections that you've already made, I think that this would be the album too, because, as you've grown over time, you've been able to, connect with more people, be in a lot more places that allow you to gain more exposure and everything like that. And then with this coming and being a reflection of you as a person, I think that kind of makes it easier for like an audience to digest because they see you for you and where you're coming from, what you've been through, and where you are now. And I think that this album is reflective of it. And just based off the title too, like it's not you, it's me. Like this is me. Like this is my story that I'm telling.
Exactly.
From different perspectives of your life, I want to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is definitely the one. I feel like this is definitely the one.
Yeah, me too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And with that being said, I kind of want to get into this album, man, and
Let's do it.
We're gonna switch it up a little bit for y'all. Usually it's just like a straight through interview, but for y'all today and for my returning superstar GS the DreaM, we're gonna listen to this album, y'all. We're gonna get into it, man. It's not you, it's me. We're gonna break down some of these songs. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see the thought process behind the production, behind the lyrics, behind the bars, all of that. So if y'all ready to get into it, we're gonna get right into it, man. GS, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you heard it, man. You said let's do it, so let's do it. All right, y'all. So we got the album loaded up. It's ready to go. It's not you, it's me. And man, right off the bat, we got the first song titled Let's Start Here. And for me, when I listened to this song, when it first came out, when you released the album, this was kind of a song that was like stating, what was actually going on in terms of like how you were progressing through life, like on the music side, like kind of, taking a step back a little bit, kind of reorganize and refocus and everything like that. How did you feel when it came to making this song? Because like I said earlier, it was kind of like introspective thought of, what was going on in terms of like the music.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean, I wanted it to kind of feel like a therapy session, you know. So even the way that I kind of opened the verse with everything being so conversational, it's like, sit down for a second. I feel like we need to talk. So, that's kind of what people will hear in the therapy, like, what I'm saying, go ahead and take a seat, tell me what's on your mind kind of thing. And I feel like I was doing a lot of like talking to myself from different perspectives, because like I was talking to myself from the side of me that isn't so positive. It's like, when I realized I was my own worst enemy, like I was stopping myself from being great in a lot of ways. Um, and then I really just sat down and like thought about what a therapy session would sound like in music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the pianos are kind of big and they playing and they kind of dramatic. But the drums are still like really calm. So that kind of balances each other out. So no matter what direction I ran in, it was part of the beat that kind of backed me up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm rapping some of the calmer lyrics, then you can listen to the drums and see how I flowed over that. I get a little more emotional like towards the end of it. And then you start hearing like the extra instruments in the back. And then I think some drums stepped away for a minute. The instruments came in. So I was really just trying to paint the picture of just therapy over wax.
okay, and that's definitely a new way to put a spin on it, because most people don't really sit and listen to it as if it was like a therapy session.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a new way for people to gravitate towards it, and we gonna check it out, man. So if y'all ready, we gonna start with track number 1. Let's
start here.
We're gonna start here. Let's start here. Let's get into it.
Yeah, though. Look, sit down for a second. I think we need to talk. Now that I said that, I'm not sure how I should lead this off. Cause we was on a real good path, then fell completely off. Now I gotta do this for me. I gotta win you off. They told me you ain't in love with me like I think you are. Thought you would change for a nigga. That was what Jeezy thought. And it's hard admitting you hurt cause something bruised your ego. Ripping a band-aid off of it, that's the easy part. I kept attaching my worth to how much people need me. Traded my time in the lab for watching shows on TV. And over time I just got lazier and lazier. In the dialogue was talking crazier and crazier. My habits had a hold on me. Call it a vice grip. The add vices making me wanna add vices. Tripping like I walked in a room with bad lighting. But every time I fall back, heavy my bag lightens.
A lot of people have been telling me that, I started the album off on the right foot. So I don't know if that's just because it's the first song that people hear and they're just like, oh, let me tell you about the first song. But yeah, a lot of people have been telling me like, that they mess with that record. It's another, like, I want to say fan favorite that was like later in the album. I think people might be able to catch on to, but like this one kind of surprised me because it's so introspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I was expecting everybody to kind of like receive it the way that they did, but yeah, a lot of people are just like, no, that's the one. So.
And it's a good thing, because that first song on any album is gonna set the tone for like the rest of the album too.
Yeah.
So this one definitely set the tone for it, and
Appreciate it.
It was fire. All right, y'all. So now we on the track number 2. This one is titled 100K or 100,000, however you want to spin it. Is it 100,000 or is it
100,000? Yeah, 100K. Okay. Just however, like you were saying, however it come off, man. K is obviously way easier to say.
Yeah,
way easier to type, which is why I put it like that. But this beat was given to me by Det, produced by Det, like years ago. Like when I tell you, I've been sitting on this beat since like 2019. You know what I'm saying? I had this beat when Malcolm Y came out. Like,
okay.
So yeah, I had it for quite some time. I might have Malcolm Y released earlier in the year. I think I might have linked up with him later that year and got the beat. But I sent him a version of it a while ago, and he was just like, "Nah, I see where you're going. It's just not ready." And then, as time passed, I kind of like kept revisiting the idea, and I'm like, "Nah, I think I got it this time." You know what I'm saying? So then I sent it back to him. And he was like, "Yeah."
For sure. And I remember,
shout out to Det.
Shout out to Det, man. He's a dope producer for sure. And I remember when you dropped this one in the snippet group, I was like, man, this is like a motivational piece, man. I'm trying to get up 100,000 too, man. I can't sleep, man. I gotta grind. I gotta be on my job, man. That's what this song gave me vibe wise, man. And it was definitely a dope one. And you know, I'm kind of cheating right now because I heard this one already. But
well, let's get into it for the people who have it.
For the people who have it, we about to get into it right now, man. This is 100,000 GS the Dream, track number 2.
I hit the lab and put the time in, I'm really wildin'. I'm flipping beats, but this shit pay like I was flipping houses. Granny almost lost her mind when I dropped out of college. Now I got her up in heaven smiling. Fly to the point where I feel like I should get mileage. I had to text you where I'm at, I can't even pronounce it. Cloudsville, I'm about to cop a mansion where the clouds is. Move them out the hood, my kids can afford to be childish. I can't let them make the same mistakes I made. But you live and you learn, like the money come and it go. It's like you spend and you earn. I feel like I was going through hell, feeling the burn. Life happens to everybody, I'm just getting my turn, you feel me? Till I'm up 100,000, I won't be lounging. I'm waking up to put the time in, you know I'm grinding. Staying focused on the future, I can't be rewinding. No excuses, if I want it, I go out and grind for it. Might be over being patient, I ain't got the time for it. Really wanna make it happen, you can't wait in line for it. Almost anything can happen if you keep your mind on it. Till I'm up 100,000, I remember.
I've been listening to that since the snippet dropped for it, and when it wasn't no second verse.
Right.
So
yeah, that's the version he used to hear.
Right. That one was definitely dope, definitely fire. Man, let me know what y'all think about that one in the comments, man. 100,000, that's one of them ones, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all go follow Produced by Dead on all social media so you can keep in touch with all of the other stuff he producing. Cause he done made some heat with me, but he make fire with a bunch of other artists too. So we want to make sure we give that platform. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the bro too. So shout out to Det, man. Keep doing what you're doing. This was fire production, followed by fire lyricism and bars and everything like that. So this was definitely one of my favorite ones from the album. I can definitely say that. I got a couple other favorites, but this is one of them. The next track, man, this one, I feel like you was really talking your talk on this one.
Yeah, sure, man. I was trying to make something that people could kind of like get dressed to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like the biggest thing people on social media always say about an artist is like, man, I ain't never heard nobody get in the car and say, put that so and so on. You know what I'm saying? So I was just in my head like, damn, like what do I have for when people just jump in the car and they on their way to like a party or they getting dressed for the day, or you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like background music, but it's still kind of vibey and it still kind of gets my point across. So that's where something different came from. Obviously, I had this idea way before some of the other songs, which is why it dropped as a single way before everything else. But you know, it's a couple ideas. I actually got some ideas for some visuals for this too. So, you know what I'm saying? The year ain't over yet. I might drop a video on y'all before the year done.
And then speaking of visuals, you did an AMP session for this song too.
Yeah.
How was that experience, just having that session and getting this song out there in front of a lot more people?
Man, those guys actually helped me during the creation process of the album. Like the songs that I did with them, some different Empty Mansions, Around the Way. Some of those songs weren't even completely done. Like Some Different was done. Around the Way still only had the first verse, which is why I only performed the first verse. And then Empty Mansions, like instrumental wise, it wasn't all the way finished, but you know, I ended up sending them the files and they got it together. Those guys are extremely professional. We ended up having a hiccup with like our shooting location for the day. So like a lot of their other sessions are done like in the same setting. But for ours, we kind of had to call some audibles and, you know, they were just very professional and very accommodating. So if you ever get a chance to work with AMP Music Sessions people, please hit up Malcolm Cotto, a very, very patient man. And he's also very talented and he has an eye for what he puts together. And you can see that in the video. So yeah, that was a very dope experience.
Cool. So without any further ado, we're going to get into track number 3. Man, this is titled Something Different.
Putting in time so the check looking different. Cooking up vibes, treat the lab like a kitchen. old grind, but I'm in a different mode. That's the only way to do it when you tryna add some O's to the bank. Put my mind to it and I chose to be great. Shit was out of line, all the road wasn't straight. Man, I ran out of gas and put more in the tank. And some goals to the chase. Got a crib, but my girl deserve a bigger one. She hold me down, kiss her cheek when I'm getting.
That's definitely that get up and go song right there. You know?
Yeah, but
Once that beat hit in, I just start.
Yeah,
you feel me?
and that I did want to make it like kind of feel good music, but in the same breath, like in the second verse, I was kind of talking about like balancing everything, kind of the same way I was later in the album too.
Mhm.
But it was just saying like, you know, sometimes you get in a situation where it's like, bro, something gotta shake. Like I gotta figure something out, and then you just feel like no matter what happened, you were dropping the ball. Like if I focus over here, then I'll neglect something different. Like it just made me feel like, you know, I was in a situation where I had to figure out priorities, you know what I'm saying? And for the song to kind of be as uplifting and like feel the way it does, I kind of wanted to just like sneak a little bit of the life in there, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily focus too much on it. And then like I kind of breeze past it because right after I say that I had to figure everything out and bounce right back, like I'm polished with the switches, get my head right, then I'm back on my mission. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like me kind of reaffirming that it's in your head, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out, and then you'll be able to progress from there. But I definitely wanted to like take a song and kind of hide a little bit of a message in there.
We gonna get into this next track, man. Track number 4 is titled "Round the Way," and this one was also an AMP session as well. Shout out to Dez and Lambo, man, for being in that video too, and that was a dope video to watch.
Yeah, my
and
guys,
see y'all
man.
interacting the way that y'all did. But for this particular song, what was the thought process when it came to, you know, representing where you're from and, you know, taking that everywhere you go?
I just think it was really important to have like a Flint anthem on the project somehow. And normally, you know, the whole verse would just be like super Flint, Flint, Flint. Like drive past Capitol Theater every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do it like that. But I did want to kind of be like no matter where I go, people will see me and just like know that I represent Flint. So you know, I did that in the hook. And then in the second verse, I kind of broke down the different sides of town that I lived on. So I could never really feel like I'm a South Sider and then like ignore the fact that I lived on the North Side for parts of my life and ignore the fact that I lived in Burton and then ignore the fact that I was kind of moving and shaking around. So I did spend a majority of my childhood on the South Side. So, you know what I'm saying? I talk about that and just like, you know, if you get a bike, you from every side of town.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
If you get a bike, you know what I'm saying? You pop up a little bit of everywhere. So that's kind of just, you know, they know me from around the way. Like if you didn't know me by name, you knew me because you seen that same black and green Huffy coming down your block 5 times a week or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? I kind of talk about that in the second verse. But I just wanted to kind of have something that made me feel like I was representing Flint, no matter who hears the project. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people from Flint are tapping into it right now, but who's to say somebody from California won't be listening tomorrow or somebody from Australia won't be listening a week later. So
yeah,
I just wanted to make sure I represented where I was from on that project.
Songs like you said, if somebody from Cali or Australia pick it up, they'll, you know, vibe with it and then just throw their own town in there.
You know what I'm saying? That could definitely be on TikTok as a reel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Sure. Some people remix and whatever. So hey, social media, do what y'all do.
That's what
blow it up. Do what y'all need to do.
Drop these on TikTok, man. Let's get a trend going for it, man. Let's get a challenge or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. Round the Way challenge. We're gonna hashtag it right now. The Round the Way challenge.
Yeah.
We're gonna start that one up. But we're gonna get into this track, man. Track number 4, Round the Way, GS the Dream. Let's get into it.
I'm out of Hollywood, I can hardly hood, let them know. I'm a nigga from round the way. 18, take it everywhere a nigga go. They know me from round the way. Murder men, niggas carry heaters in the snow. They keep them around the way. Yeah. It could go down today. Yeah. Couple screws loose, I need a new prescription. I was moving different, now I'm Bobby rocking with a new addition. They was moving sisters trying to mute the vision, it's a new emission. Niggas stepping all over crap, the whole hood wasn't superstitious. I could see it all, I got supervision. It's a lot of niggas that I know in prison, I could probably lose a week or two in business. Good father, nigga, who you kidding? We all can do it, but I do it different. I'm an alien, that ain't a euphemism. It's the only thing that people love about me. Had to fuck it up, ain't give a fuck about me. Niggas love to doubt me, now I'm Devin Booker with the sun around me. Ironic, cause the hoodie cloudy. Nowadays, niggas gotta watch who they kick it with. It could be Ronda Rousey, need some easy tea to solve the problems around me. Limitless, but they gon' try to down me. Getting rich, a lot of commas around me. I been running it up, but I don't think a couple hundred enough. It's nothing to us, I jump through the ropes.
In the midst of like representing Flint and you being from Flint, like it still has the bars like, you know, like this is what Flint is, this is what it's really about, like when it comes to the music. Like even outside of like the popular style of rap that everybody's used to from some of our other artists, but you know, you bring a whole different flow and it's still hitting, you know what I'm saying? So this was definitely one of the ones that showcased that in one of those bar heavy lights, you know?
Yeah, I didn't even really want to, like, that song kind of came together on accident, if I'm being real. Like, it started as a beat that I was trying to like sell or whatever, and then when I thought about the kind of artist that would rap over some shit like this, I'm like JID. You know what I'm saying? So it was sitting on my computer as a JID type beat for a long time. And then I remember playing it for somebody and he was like, dawg, that beat is hard. I just don't know what I would do with it. So then I started like, oh, you just rap over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? JID would say some shit like this. And then I started like experimenting with what a verse would sound like. And then before I know it, I'm rapping the verse to the beat. And then before I know it, I got a hook. And I'm like, fuck, I got to keep this beat now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done fell in love with it. So that kind of came together on accident. And that's kind of the reason that the verse is so fast paced, is because I was kind of trying to show somebody what JID style would sound like over this beat. And then before I know it, I was DreaM ID. So,
you know, before even listening to this song, I was saying to myself, I could see you on a song with JID.
Man, that gotta happen. That gotta happen.
That'd be crazy for sure.
That gotta happen.
Like, could y'all have DreaM and JID? Come on now. That's a hit.
Might be the next Drake 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? That might be a tape.
The hit automatically, man. I'm telling y'all. But that was track number 4, man. Round the Way, complete fire, man. I'm gonna take a little intermission to let y'all know to check out It's Not You, It's Me on all streaming platforms, man. The album is out, and we going through it right now, breaking down the songs, all 13 tracks. And we getting into it, man. We just move right along into track number 5, titled Leave a Message. Now, this one, you know, describe this one to me, because it's a little different pace from like the first 4, but it's still like a message within this song too.
Yeah, so I think Leave a Message is kind of where the album gets into the introspection. You know I kind of led with it and Let's Start Here, but Leave a Message is more so like, this is me kind of showing the flaw of me and just like knowing where my brain takes me sometimes, where I just kind of get into this mode where it's like I'm not really answering the phone for people. But you know what I'm saying? I'm, like I said, I'm not mad. I just got some shit that I'm working through. So it's kind of like a snapshot of what I feel like depression looks like when it comes to me personally. Because, you know, I'll do shit like sit down on the couch all day and watch reruns of a show that I already know I've seen top to bottom. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cooking. I'm ordering DoorDash. I'm barely getting up and, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever I need to do even around the house. So that's kind of what those days look like for me. And sometimes it just gives me the time I need to kind of like recharge my battery and like do what needs to be done, you know, once I get out of the funk. So I know people that love you and they care about you. They want to pull you out of the funk because they hate seeing you like that. But sometimes I just be there. And, you know, it ain't really too much we can do about it. So this was kind of me acknowledging that part of me and kind of giving people that love me some kind of solace. Like, I know you trying your best, but this is just something I got to do.
Get up. Look, I know you worried, I ain't answered your call. Look in the mirror, all I see is all the shit I did wrong. Been fighting demons, I ain't even wanna get you involved. Feel like I skipped paying the bill the way my energy off. Spent the whole day watching reruns on the couch again. I ain't changed my shirt in days. DoorDash orders coming back to back. Shit wrote on me by name. Barely even got the chance to shower. I just clean my face, but let somebody ask me how I'm doing. I'ma say okay. You know how it is when niggas say just take it day by day. Like there's some other way. Shit, if it was, I would've tried it. But right now I'm just vibing to the same 3 songs I go to when I'm hurting, trying to hide it. My mind's a mess right now, so I can't let no one inside it. Convince myself it's better if I suffer in my silence. It's like I wanna tell it to you, but damn, you staring at me like I'm broken just reminds me I am. I know you worried, I ain't answered your call. Just needed time to recharge, I'll hit you back before long. I know you worried, I ain't answered your call. Don't take it personal, dog. I just need a day off.
I wanted it to be as dramatic as the lyrics, kind of like pull you into the world of like, you know, what it might look like. So it's cinematic in a way because it's like strings and it's the keys and all that kind of stuff, but it's also kind of like really dramatic. Like, I want to pull you into the thought process or just like the world or somebody who might be going through something like that. So, you know, that's kind of where I was at in the creation of it. I added the strings like later, and I think I probably added the strings like maybe 2 weeks before the album came out. Like it's a very new addition to everything, but I felt like it added more just emotion to everything.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. Strings will definitely do that.
Man, yeah.
As a string player myself, man, it'll definitely invoke some emotions for sure. And speaking of production, you did production on majority of this album, correct?
Yeah, all the beats came from people who are from Flint. So, like I said, Det gave me the beat for 100,000, and then Domega actually made the beat for Sean's son. So, you know, all Flint-based, Michigan-based producers, and that's kind of the reason that the intro sounds different than it did the first time I sent it around. Like the first time people heard those lyrics, it was over a different beat, like happier sounding beat.
Right.
And that beat was just one that I had found just, you know, like, you know, moving around on the internet. And I was like, man, it'd be really dope if I could say this whole joint came, like production wise, was from Flint. So I ended up having to remake and repurpose the beat. So, you know, that's why I sound a little different. Sorry if you got attached to the old beat. I know what demo-itis is, or you get used to the demo of a song, and then when they switch on a project, you're like, I fucked with the first one.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's like how Wiz did me on Cushion Orange Juice.
Man,
but it's all good.
You know, he dropping another one.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I expect that to be.
I heard one of the singles from it. It's fire.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely get into that. But for right now, we're getting into It's Not You, It's Me by GS the Dream. And we about to move on to track number 6. Man, This one is called Calling Me Back. And I ain't gonna lie, I heard this one, I almost sent it to my ex. I was like, this one was like, hey. I'm gonna make sure you feel me through GS the Dream, what he said.
Man, for real. Shout out to my sister for being my intro. She's very supportive, but she don't like being in front of the mic like at all. So I actually had to have her like send me a voice note so I could record it into the session. And then I liked it so much I didn't even want to like play around with it anymore. So I actually like took her voice and blended it into like the beat. Like I just made it all a beat the same way that I was sampled, you know, saying the song I sampled. So yeah, shout out to my sister for being part of this with me. Because she one of the main people where she'll call me and it take me forever to call her back. But I love you. I promise.
Shout out to sis, man.
You know what I'm saying? She know what it is, man.
I be in the throwbacks posting the same selfie. with it. Somehow suppression make me feel like I'm controlling it. The fake smile make me feel like I'm a troll with it. But if you can't call my bluff and see the holes in it, I'ma keep saying I'm fine till you roll with it. Can't bother with mine cause you got your own things. It's rude to decline, so I let the phone ring. And I thought about hitting you back, and then I blinked. By the time I open my eyes, it's been a week. Life been moving fast and slow at the same time. And every time I write, I come up with the same lines. I'm just going through the motion, pushing through and hoping I start feeling better after I tighten up my focus.
Yeah, I told you I had a top 3 earlier. This is in the top 3 too.
Appreciate it, man. That was one of the ones, man. And then those two songs kind of had to be next to each other. Besides the fact that they both kind of are related to the phone, like leave a message, call me back. It was just like, this is the continuation of, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. So, you know, you left the message already. So now you're wondering like, yo, it was taking so long. Like, you know what I'm saying, get back to me. So now I'm saying like, you know, I know the distance is kind of weird because it be people that talk to me on a regular that will notice when I disappear the most because, you know, we talk on a regular. So, you know what I'm saying, it's a little bit of that going on. And it's kind of just a continuation of the song before it, but it kind of steps up. The beat isn't as sad, you know what I'm saying? You get to sing with Lucky Day in the background.
Right.
So, you know, it was, that's when I was putting the project together. Like those two songs in that order never changed. So whether they had more songs before them or more songs after them, those two songs were like married together in my brain.
Yeah, that flows perfectly too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, that one almost went to my ex, but we ain't gonna go down that path. So yeah, we gonna move right along.
Moving right along.
So track number 7 is titled Chef's Kiss. And this particular song, like, I felt from a music perspective, this was like what would I say? Like, I can't think of the word, but basically to explain it is just like, you know, you just basically bragging on your ability a little bit, like Chef's Kiss, like,
yeah,
this is
yeah. And it was supposed to be that, and it was kind of just like a palate cleanser too, which is another thing that they be saying, like culinary stuff. Like, so I did get introspective, and I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily down on myself, but I'm kind of like exposing my flaws in the 2 songs previous. So, you know what I'm saying, on top of, okay, this is me being vulnerable, this is me when I'm in my depressed stage, or this is me when I'm stepping back from things I feel like it's too much to deal with all at once, so I just step back until I, you know what I'm saying, recharge my battery. But I'm still that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it confused, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just a duality, but I also kind of switched up the tone of everything because I had some heavier records previous to that. This is kind of which changes the energy a little bit. And then as the album progresses, you know, that's when I start talking to a different audience real quick. So even this song placement was kind of strategic.
Yeah, and what I can appreciate about this album overall, like, even though there's diversification in how the songs sound, they all tie into the theme of the album. It's not you, it's me. So there's different ways you can project that.
Cause this is like a little braggier. It's not you, it's me. Like, no, when they talk about who him, it's not you. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So always told me teamwork make the dream work. But it seemed like niggas' whole plan is watching DreaM work. Thinking they creative for doing shit that we seen work. Only feedback I got for niggas is I've seen worse. Look, I ain't worried at all. If they supposed to be my competition, the plot just thinking I'd hate to be in my ops position. The opposition shouldn't really have no thoughts of winning. Like, either y'all a little slow or you real optimistic. But either way, man, I've been spazzing. I hit them with a flow that they can handle. They gon' say it's how the niggas just can't think of no examples. Got an album in the tuck and niggas stuck off all the samples. Could get lit at any moment. I'm a candle, nigga. Fuck you thought.
But yeah, like, just when you go through this album yourself and you see how each of these songs are coming together in the order that you put it in, what is the thought process when it comes to making sure that, you know, each song in the order that it's in is still, you know, telling the story of the album in the way that you want it to, and is still, you know, bringing in the audience the way that you want it to?
I think that process came from like breaking down other albums. JID, The Never Story, was one of the ones that, you know, I listened to, like how he had the songs where he was talking about his brother and sister kind of like embedded into the album, but he also had songs like Surround Sound.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Just listening to how they sounded going into each other, but also like how far down into the album do you get into your story? You know what I'm saying? So just paying attention to that. Mick Jenkins had an album called The Patience I've been listening to, trying to, you know, wrap my mind around like how you can tell a story and also keep a concept alive, stuff like that. So it's really like, it's a bunch of lyrical rappers that I was listening to around the time that kind of inadvertently kind of guided me towards like what I was doing with the project. Cause I'm like, man, I got this song and I feel like it could fit on the album, or I feel like it could bring like some life to the album, but where do I put it to where it makes sense? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of what my thought process was. It's like, okay, coming from the song that's in front of it, does this make sense? That's why those two songs had to be married together.
Yeah.
Ain't no way Calling Me Back could be track 12 if Leave a Message was track 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. But that was Chef's Kiss, y'all. Man, we moving right along, man. We had track number 8, titled DA. And if you know what that stands for, if you know, you know. But if you don't know, then let them know, GS, man. What is this song, DA?
District Attorney. So if ever you need some representation, make sure you, no, I'm playing. The song is Dick Appointment, man. I feel like we grown, so I really wanted to just have fun for a song on a project. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want everything to be serious or everything to be super deep. And like I don't know, I still be like super nervous when it's time to just like come across as like sexual in the music. So I'm like, man, let me just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Let me sing this hook and just, you know what I'm saying, get people kind of engaged and just give people something to like kind of have fun with the album. Like, and then I don't feel like people expected this from me at all. So I think it could be one of those moments where it's like, you heard what DreaM got on this album? Like, hold on, let me see you numbers. Yeah. So I think that was kind of just a way for me to have fun with my fans, and then, you know, just also put out something that kind of made them see me in a different light. I'm singing on the hook. It was a fun song to write. I'm still throwing metaphors in there. You know what I'm saying? I still got the bars. But this song was just like, just really fun. I really had an idea for it where, no. Anyway, got a video idea that I feel like it could definitely actually happen the way that I got it planned. So we'll see.
Only time she don't care is at that dick appointment. Turn on that, yeah. She made a dick appointment. The only time she don't care that I just messed up her hair is at that dick appointment. Turn on that Netflix, no chill. We just might make us a film here at this dick appointment. My bad, don't gag, she choosing me over breathing. See you a week from this evening. She made a dick appointment. She made a. She got me saved in her phone under DA. But she book appointments in DMs. Last time I hit, she ain't walk good for 3 days. She won't run it back like a relay, and she want me to break it down for a B-day. So she be caking with me, celebrate it with me, celebrate on a D, and occasionally we can leave the room, maybe grab some food, but I ain't your dude, you gon' have to keep it cool. I know she like me, she be on IG, tryna sneak and post a move, like this was a date or something. Remote controller, if I push that button, then I know she coming, or I'm on to something, got her moaning something like, girl, I know that already. I texted, she be at the donut already, and she want me to put it on her already. Hit the spot and she rain down like confetti, then slurp a nigga like she eating spaghetti for real. Got the bed looking like something spilled. She keep telling me that she on the pill, but I don't know if I could trust her for real. Shit was cool until she got in her feel.
Yeah, I had to have fun, man.
Yeah.
I had to have fun.
That was definitely a groove right there, man. And
So that's low key like a song that I've been getting a lot of feedback about. Like, bro, that's one of the ones.
That's gonna end up
like,
in a couple playlists, man.
No, for sure.
Try to set the mood.
I've been getting a lot of feedback
there.
about it. I just wasn't expecting people to kind of gravitate towards that particular song because, like I said, like I felt like in my head I made up what I felt like my supporters wanted from me, and then they're like, "Who told you that?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told myself it was stuff I couldn't do or stuff I should kind of stay away from, or it don't fit my brand or whatever. I convinced myself in the moment. But when I see the kind of support and the kind of feedback I've been getting for it, like I could have been doing this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I could have been doing this. So thank you for everybody who is giving me the kind of feedback on this project. That's like just making me more confident in my ideas moving forward. Cause I be in my head about some stuff. Like when I tell you the stuff that I got just sitting on the hard drive, just chilling, cause I couldn't convince myself to put it out because I'm like, man, what is people gonna think if they hear me doing this? It's way too many songs. So now that DA done crept out there and people kind of, you know what I'm saying, giving me the feedback that's positive, I'm like, okay, I got some more shit.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's important to like when you're trying something different to just get it out there because it was like a video I came across the other week where Gilly was like, it would be better if I tried it and it didn't work than if I didn't try it and I sat there and wondered if it could have worked.
Yeah, so because you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely, whatever you got cooking, man, is people they gonna have their opinions or whatever about it, but you gonna get that feedback that you need to know where you want to go and where you can go, and it's gonna make everything like a whole
make more sense.
Yeah, we gonna get into the next track, which is my favorite track, man, on the entire album, man. And if you've seen the Brandon Band video, you already know where we're going with this one, man. Track number 9 is titled "Same Thing," man, and this one here, this is one of them like feel good songs for me, man. I just every time I hear it, I just got to get in that groove, man, for sure.
Before I put any like instruments to it, I just had that drum loop, and like when I tell you the amount of times I tried to put it like stuff behind it and it just didn't work, I was like, nah, these drums are too hard for these pianos to be this weak. I just tried it with a guitar. Like I tried so many iterations of this beat, but it just wasn't coming together how I wanted it to. And then I came up with it's the same thing. And then I'm like, if I could play that, like just figure out what's going on. So I'm on the piano. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So once I put that together and it like flowed with the drums, I'm like, okay, I gotta write this whole song now.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with you can't spell trust without us, and then you can't spell lust without us, and I'm like, oh nigga, it's the same. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm on to something. So then I was kind of writing the song from like, people getting to know each other, and I feel like people go into like when you dating somebody or you trying to get to know somebody, you kind of go into it knowing what you want from the relationship or whatever.
Right.
And I was just saying the fact that we both have preconceived notions of what we want out of this, we on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Even if those two things aren't necessarily the same thing, it's like, okay, well, if I meet this person, I want it to be somebody that I can trust. I want it to be somebody that, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel nervous about giving my heart to or whatever. And then, as men, we might just be like, look, I want the baddest, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody that's going to look good next to me. I want somebody that, you know what I'm saying, post a selfie and my eyes light up like, oh, that's me right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's somebody I wouldn't mind, being a trustworthy person for because, they got my attention in a way that I want them to have it. I'm going to grab her attention in the way that she want me to have hers. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's we both know what we want out of this. Like,
same thing.
Stop playing. We on the same page.
Same thing.
You said slow down, there's no rush. You can't have love without trust. But you can't spell trust without us. It's the same thing. So we slow down and speed up. You fell in love with my touch, but you can't spell us without us. It's the same thing, same thing, same thing, same old thing. It's the same thing, same thing. Y'all okay? I really feel like we talking about the same thing right now. Same old thing. Yeah, though, look, save the narrative, you saving it for marriage. Let's keep it real, you ain't gotta be embarrassed, girl, we want the same thing. Even if a one night stand ain't the same thing, you hit my line tomorrow and you'll get the same dream. So you ain't gotta worry about if this'll change things. This'll get your schedule rearranged thing. All over your crib, we had to rearrange things. Did some leave a stain things, but look, don't gotta worry about me ducking your calls. I knew conversation came with the draws when I was getting involved. And I could tell you was reserved when we was hitting it off. We might as well get our differences off. You like, how can I love you if I don't trust you? I'm like, how I'm gonna love you if I don't lust you? If your pics ain't what my face light up to, let's take care of that before you ask me to cuff you, ma.
That was one of the ones, man. It was a very fun song to write. I feel like it was probably one of the more energetic songs on the album. Definitely a lighter feel than the shit that was going on before that. But also, that was one of the songs that I was kind of catering towards women. So for that to be right next to DA, kind of matching the energy with that, I feel like that was a good little intermission, you know what I'm saying, to kind of break up some of the more serious thoughts on the album. But kind of, you know what I'm saying, even in the same breath of putting yourself first, it's like, I don't really want to waste time really not being myself in this relationship, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I step into it saying like, hey, you want somebody you can trust? Cool, I'll give you that. Between me and you, I feel you want to trust, but it ain't gonna hurt to sprinkle in a little, like you know what I'm saying? I want somebody that's gonna match my energy on that level too. So if we can get on the same page about that, then we can spend our time building and all that good stuff. So
and having fun with it and everything.
So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes putting yourself first is just like putting your, you know what I'm saying, your intentions out there and just seeing if you and somebody is really rocking. If y'all on the same page, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have the luxury of just like spending time for the sake of it. Like I got stuff that I'm working towards. She probably got stuff she working towards. Mm-hmm. Let's meet up somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely. I hope y'all was vibing with that one because we was definitely having a good old time up here with that one for sure. This next one is titled "For You," and like you said, it was previous two were like an intermission from the more deeper, more serious conversation and everything like that, and then this one kind of jumps right back into it. So talk to me about this particular song and what was the message you wanted to send behind this one.
Okay, so For You was basically it was kind of a song that kind of stemmed around resentment, right? So like you will do a lot of stuff for somebody, and then when that relationship turns sour and you don't necessarily see a return on your investment or a return on your energy, it builds some resentment. So it's like, damn, I can't believe I did all this stuff for you, thinking that in turn you would be there for me. You know what I'm saying? So the first couple verses are just instances of that, like somebody going out of their way to do for somebody or to fit in with a certain group of people or whatever. And then towards the end of the song, it kind of takes a turn where it's like, okay, this is all the stuff that I was doing for other people. When am I going to get this kind of reciprocity? Mm-hmm. And realizing that reciprocity comes from you before it comes from anybody else. So, you know what I'm saying? When the song kind of changes, the first part of that could easily be, somebody saying those words to somebody that they met that checks their boxes. But in reality, those were things that I would be saying in the mirror. Like, you know what I'm saying? You brought back the child in me. You made me see I got clouds to reach. Like, I did that for myself. So, you know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that people do for other people. And these are the things that people need to start doing for themselves. And I think blending those in the same song was kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of did my thing with that one.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to get into this one, man. This is definitely one of the ones that you got to check out, man. This is For You from GS to DreaM.
Did what I did and I FaceTime for you. Pops never around, he fell in love with you. He told me a couple stories and I fell in love too. You showed me a love I couldn't imagine. Made friends with niggas wearing similar fashion. Made me proud to tell niggas where I was from. To the wrong niggas asking, I know it's time to run. My mom telling me the love ain't real, but she don't see the appeal. She don't see how I feel. I remember the first time that I was on the block with them pills. I wasn't nowhere near a sign, but I got me a deal. Money coming in, my mother started an uproar. Graduated to rock so I could feel the rush more. Money coming faster than I can actually count it. The boy the breadwinner for everybody around him. Down for me, ayy. Scheduled it out for me, ayy. That's love, man, it got to be. I know the love was pure when I heard you talking to God for me. Like you see the God in me. Love you with no apologies. I feel like life was trying me daily. You sat through the trial for me. So I want what you got for me. When I was trying to get points on the board, you threw up the lie for me. When life moving fast and filled up with tasks, you saved the spot for me. You opened my eyes for me. I owe a lot to me. I did a lot for y'all. Now I do a lot for me.
It was just kind of one of those songs that kind of show a little duality, you know. This is what it was, this is what it is. So I wanted to do that and just, I feel like that's the first time in a long time where I had a song that like evolved into another song, kind of in the same track. So that was a fun little thing. I definitely had fun producing the second half of that beat.
Yeah, for sure. Both beats were fire. And once again, you had Snow Allegra sampling the first one. That was
Shout out
fire.
to Snow.
Yeah. And like that particular song just showed like the evolution through the song. You know, like how you said it was resentment in like the first half.
Yeah.
And then it came to like a realization in the second half.
Yeah.
So,
the second half was just so much happier.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know.
Definitely. But that one was the fire track, man. Track number 10, titled For You. Make sure y'all check that out, man. We're going to take this time to tell y'all that It's Not You, It's Me is out everywhere right now. And make sure y'all go check that out. Stream it everywhere. Wherever you got music at, it's there. GS the Dream doing his thing with this album, man. To this next track titled Sean's Son. And for this particular track, man, it's not a lot that drives my emotion, but this one in particular did, just for the fact that you lost your mother, I lost my mother, so I definitely felt this track, man, from a spiritual perspective, man, and it just felt like I was kind of talking to my mom in the same sense.
Yeah, it took a lot to write, man, because like I said in the song, she's been gone 25 years at this point, you know what I'm saying? I'm barely in my 30s, and it's like this big chunk of my life I was missing my mom. So I was just thinking like, man, I never got the chance to have a conversation with her as an adult. So like, what would that conversation sound like? And I figured it'd probably be more questions than anything, you know what I'm saying? But the first part was me having to, like get this like selfish whatever off of my chest. Like, man, if you was gonna leave, you could have left me a number. Like, I wanted to talk to you about stuff, and like, you know what I'm saying? And just realizing like, I know you didn't leave on purpose, but at times I felt like, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Like, I know you didn't choose to do it, but like your absence kind of made me feel like I was abandoned. So, getting that off of my chest, and then kind of talking about how I feel like she would fit into my life as it is now. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got kids that I'm raising, and, like, I just felt like it's almost a shame that they didn't get to meet her because of the kind of person I remember her being. And I just felt like they would really benefit, and they would have loved her. And I feel like, she would have loved my kids. So a lot of that stuff just made it hard to write, because I'm like, do I even feel like being this vulnerable, like on a song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you imagine putting a song out there that means this much to you, and then a nigga just come by next week like, yeah, your whole album trash. I'm like, I was talking to my mom on this album. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes as an artist, it'd be like, I'd be real hesitant to put certain things out there, because I know there's trolls and people that just hate for no reason. And I didn't want them to have the ammo of the song where I was talking to my mom. But I'm like, you know what? This is going to touch people, because I know it touched me. Like, I was writing this one in my phone, and then I had to put it down for a minute. Like, And it's very easy to just get distracted on your phone. I could play a game, I can go to social media, but I was writing this verse and I literally just had to put it down and just sit with myself for a second, like, okay, what do you want to tell her? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Domega for giving me the beat that opened my mind up to be able to, put a song like this together, because it was definitely one that took some strength to write for sure.
What up, Domega? Look, I'm gonna talk to my mom for a second. I couldn't use ink cause I knew I'd run out eventually. Trying to come up with the words that say what you meant to me. Forever I'm just thankful for all the lessons you given me. My selfish part is missing your energy. You've been gone 25 years, I spent the quarter century hurting. Felt abandoned, felt deserted, like you chose to leave on purpose. And I know that ain't the case, but somewhere in my brain I formed a thought to everyone that filled that void. I was a burden. I talk to you in my dreams, we converse in my slumber. If you was gonna leave forever, you could've left me a number. Finally tread above water, then missing you take me under. You see the man that you birthed, are you proud of him? I wonder if you like my music. I'm not aggressive like Pop. I wonder what you thought of Malcolm and those lessons I jot. Sometimes I sacrifice a punch to push this message I got. And missing you just make it hard to count the blessings I got. Like these two beautiful daughters, regardless of how they came. Love them both like my blood, and I'm sure you would do the same. The fact they never met you was a shame. One day I might have a boy, but I ain't passing down that name. Just for you, I'm telling folks to call me Sean. Every time it leave their lips, it make me feel like you not gone. Every win that comes my way, I see your fingerprints and palm. I know you had a hand somehow. I gotta be the man somehow. Glowed up, you ain't the only one that think I'm handsome now. You never were, but you was definitely the first. Laughing cause I see when I address you in the verse, I feel like you can really hear me, and the lessons are to hurt. I felt like losing you left a dent in the family, but strengthened things with my sister and got me closer to Granny. I still remember nights she made the Bible make sense. It got me close enough to God to see the way he exists. Like when I'm stepping out on faith, he say, I got you, don't trip. And if he walk me through a storm, he gon' make sure I don't slip. I hold on to those moments with the tightest of grips. For being raised the way I was and made a way for all this. I used to cry cause everybody had memories and I didn't. They remember Joe laughing. All I got is these pictures. All I got is some stories that's second-handed and twisted. But even in those moments I realized you still remembered. I just wish that I remembered you too. And my reflection got your features, so you still in my view. Look, I'm proud to be a McQueen and everything that means, but my mirror still reminds me there's some dimps in there too. I miss you.
And that one I had to play all the way through, man, because that one hit hard.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man, because that was definitely, like I said, one of the more difficult verses to write. Not even like the words wasn't coming to me, but it's like once they did, I had to resonate with what I was saying, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That one was real.
Yeah, definitely real, definitely straight from the heart. Like you can feel genuine emotion coming from that, and just like how you said, how you feel like you wish you had those conversations with your mom, everything like that. So I can definitely relate to that, because even for me, like even with my mom only being gone almost 2 years, like it's still things that I want to talk to her about.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see where that one is coming from. But Sean's Son is track number 11, y'all, and we got 2 more tracks to go. We're going to get right into these, man. Track number 12 is Empty Mansion. And for this particular song, what was the vibe you wanted to set with Empty Mansion?
I think when I made the beat for Empty Mentions, I was listening to Tyler the Creator's, I think it was like the Flower Boy album. And it was just songs on there where he kind of like, he's talking about having crazy amounts of money, but he's also talking about like not really having anybody to share it with. And then I was like, yo, he really got me feeling sad for rich people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to kind of, play my hand at, what that would be, or just painting a picture of somebody who got all the success that they wanted and nobody to share it with. And I feel like we might try to write these people off as like callous, or like, oh, they're evil because they cut off all of the people that matter to them, or because they chose business over relationships or whatever. But I just wanted to take a second to kind of look at things from their perspective. Like, dang, I worked really hard to get all of this stuff, and I don't have anybody to share it with. So, like, what's sadder than finally working your butt off and getting the mansion you always wanted and just being the only person in it?
I got every material thing that I ever wanted. Made me reflect on all of these feelings I never wanted. Feel so lonely in this crib, can't even bring myself to flaunt it. Kill relationships to get here, so now the halls are haunted by the ghost of friendships past. I still hear they last, maybe they still be around if I went down a different path. But I chose me, at least that's what I tell myself at night. If I get too deep in my feelings, I just catch a flight. Visit places that I overlooked on the map. Now I'm snapping pics for the gram, like nigga, look where I'm at. But the crazy thing about stunting in your phone is somebody in the comments always points out I'm alone. I try to brush it off, but it always stings. Money over friendships is the song I sing. They always said the top was lonely, but they forgot to tell me as soon as I got it going, I find out who not the homie. And the shorties only spend the night when the ends is right. Once you live a life, you see things in a different light. Niggas who can't do what you doing just give advice. This to test you, and ain't no telling if you'll get it right.
I definitely felt what you were saying on that one, like how you were saying how rich people felt. Like they gave that kind of, what's the point of having everything and nothing at the same time? That's what I really took from that one.
And then even in the second verse, I said something like, I'm feeling like the Trinity is out of place because I don't have nothing that matters, just the time and space. Because, time, space matter. It's the Trinity, but it's just like, if you don't have nothing that matters in there, everything else just feels empty. It feels like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or, what I'm saying, you start looking at it like, dang, where did I go wrong? Like, so, what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of humanize some people, because I feel like once they get to a certain, like, once you up, like up, people don't have no sympathy for you. Like, bro, you got all the money in the world. Like, they're not supposed to feel sorry for you. Yeah, so
I hope y'all have been enjoying the album as much as I have, man. It's Not You, It's Me. And right now we've got to the last track. And this one is titled It's Not You. And for this one, and for it being the last track of the album, what was the way that you wanted to cap off this entire project and bring everything together under the title It's Not You, It's Me?
I wanted to use this song to kind of reiterate like what the real meaning behind the title was. So I even added that into the hook. So, what I'm saying, people heard it more than one time. And the last words of the actual song is "It's not you, it's me." You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the last words you hear for the project. So to me, this was kind of just like the conclusion on your paper. You know what I'm saying? You go through all your little bullet points. I already gave them the body. My intro was crazy. So I'm just using this as kind of just like the anchor. Like, this is what's supposed to let people see, you know what I'm saying, what I was talking about the whole album. So that's where this goes.
Look, I had days I wouldn't wish on the enemy. Times I wasn't as good as I pretend to be. The situations that felt like they could've ended me. I dug deep and I found some positive energy. And honestly, that's like the only way I got through was making sure God's top two, but not two. I'm focusing on me this time, I got to. So when I check the top of the list, it's not you. Look. Every other verse, I tell them I've been betting on me. They say so-and-so got the crown, but it look better on me. I listen to God, I couldn't have a better OG. He said he did his part, the rest is on me. So I got in the game, brushed off, and I threw my towel on the bleachers. I step inside the booth and the flow remind them of ether. I know I got some rappers out there shaking in they sneakers that'll backhand Jesus before they ask me for a feature. Gotta put that same respect on my name. To hell with the fame. I can't put cloud in my wheel, run me my change. Make sure I'm lacing these beats and running the game. I was trying to beg for a lane, but that had to change. I can't be putting everyone above me again. I just let you think you hate me till you love me again. And if you never come back, then it's a dub for you then. Can't let depression take me under again. I swear to God, I had.
So yeah, the second verse kind of goes into more of the story about, how I just wasn't able to balance things at some point in time. And then I had to realize that I wasn't prioritizing myself, and that's why I couldn't balance everything because I was kind of just running out my energy on a daily basis. And then on the days where I felt like I didn't have it, I'm trying to fight through and, you know what I'm saying, trying to live up to the task that I'm normally doing, but I'm doing it with half a battery or, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not allowing myself the time to recharge, because I'm not prioritizing myself enough to feel recharged. So that's kind of where I got into the second verse and just being mad at myself, like, man, you wasn't pushing as hard as you should have. You could have been further along in the journey, but I think God probably allowed me the opportunity to learn that at this level versus like having a lot of things and a lot of weight on my shoulder and a lot of success already there before I learned that lesson. Because I feel like that might be something that can propel me or just like help me make better decisions moving forward. So I appreciate the fact that I had to wait, but yeah, I definitely had moments where I'm like, nigga, if you would have just, man, you could have been, you know what I'm saying? We always do the hindsight of 2020 thing where, you know, we look back and imagine where things could have went or how things could have been. But I really feel like the timing right now is happening the way it's happening for a reason. And I'm learning just not to question it and really just think about like what I can control and how I can move myself forward. Then let the universe and God take care of the rest.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, there you have it, you guys, man. That was the album in its entirety. It's Not You, It's Me by GS the Dream.
Yeah.
Man, a wonderfully, wonderfully constructed album, man, from top to bottom. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I appreciate it.
just listening to it again here today on the show, man. How did you feel about, you know, going through these and listening to them and being able to break down each one? How did that make you
It
feel?
felt good, man. I like hearing it and being able to bounce off of somebody and just hear in real time, like, nah, this was one of the ones for me. I think that was dope. It kind of made me feel like the album wasn't long enough, man. But for the people that did purchase the album from me, I got a nice little 6-pack of songs waiting on y'all for, you know, my appreciation for y'all purchase. Like I said, I'm trying to get Cloudsville Studios to a certain level, so I'm kind of trying to reward the people that support me directly without punishing the people who chose to just stream it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to do that. So if you also feel like the album was too short, go to Bandcamp or go to iTunes and purchase the album as it is, and then I'll make sure that I send you the extra songs from there. You know what I'm saying? Just DM me a little picture, a little snapshot of what you had. I got you.
For sure, for sure. So make sure y'all tap in, man, with GS the Dream. Did his thing on this album, man. I want to say congratulations, man, on a well put together album, man. You are dope for sure. You're definitely one of the ones, man.
Thanks,
and I
man.
just want to say I appreciate you.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And just now that this album is complete and we still got a little bit of 2024 left, and is there anything that we should be on the lookout for coming up within these next couple of months?
I definitely want to have a physical location for Cloudsville Studios by the end of the year. I want to, you know, work with some people and put an event together, like an official, like listening thing. Even though the album's already out, I just want to give people the chance to like come together and, you know what I'm saying, talk about how they felt about the album and kind of just be in the room with people and, you know, get a bunch of feedback all at once. So I'm going to try to put an event together. And besides that, man, just working on more music. Like, I feel like I caught the bug towards the end of the album where I just wanted to keep writing. So, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely going to be more stuff coming soon, more freestyles, more content. And try to make sure I stay a little more active on like YouTube and then all of the socials and stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm like giving people a reason to stay tapped in and stay invested in me as an artist. So
yeah, for
that's
sure.
what y'all can look forward to. It's gonna be a lot more of the dream, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely a lot more from DreaM coming, and me personally, I can't wait to see what's next. But for right now, I'm going to enjoy the album in its entirety, and yeah, just from top to bottom, just a well done masterpiece, man. This is definitely fire, and I hope y'all enjoy listening to the album with us, man, and just hearing the insight from the artist himself of what went into each particular song, what went into the project as a whole. It was definitely enjoyable for me, and I hope it was for y'all as well. So that the people can continue to keep up with you and everything that you got going on in terms of music, production, whether you get into acting and anything that you got going on. How can people find you and reach out to you?
Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are GSTHADREAM. I'm GS the Dream on there. I'm also GS the Dream on Facebook, but it's spelled the way I stylize my name because they let you put spaces and stuff. So GSTHADREAM on Facebook if you want to follow my Facebook page. Make sure that you follow me on the socials because there's a lot of people who are looking at what I'm doing and they judge how good I am off of how many people interact and how many people share and all of those numbers. And I could pay for views and all of that good stuff, but I would rather have an organic following from my supporters and people who enjoy my music. So I don't have to worry about promoting the people who really could care less about seeing me on their timeline. So if you do support me, I ask you to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm gonna be doing more on TikTok. Just, let me know where y'all want to see me at, and I'm gonna do my best to pop up there. But yeah, support is greatly appreciated.
And so make sure y'all tap in, man, on all the socials. Make sure y'all go play the album, man, wherever you got music at, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you got it, man, go play It's Not You, It's Me. Man, definitely one of the dopest albums of 2024. And me personally, I can't wait to see what expands from this project, man. It's a lot of dope songs on here. And yeah, really just waiting on the visuals now. You can throw me in a couple of them. And, we can rock out for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely appreciate you for being on the show, man. It was an honor to have you back in the spotlight again.
Appreciate it.
A fire album, man. So make sure y'all go check that out. And I appreciate y'all for checking out this episode. You can check out this episode and each and every episode on my Facebook page under the name Brandon Houston. You can check out the highlights and clips on my Instagram and my TikTok, which is Brandon Up Next 810. You get clips from this show and from each and every episode from the previous superstars as well. If you want the full playlist, head over to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/favorite actor. Got the whole Superstar Spotlight playlist. You can check out your favorite superstars there as well. So I appreciate y'all for supporting. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. Whatever you got to do, I greatly appreciate it. And it's definitely dope having y'all rocking with me on this journey for sure. In addition to that, I want to say thank you again to the sponsor, Guilty Rich. Make sure you head over to their IG, guilty.rich, or the website, guiltyrichboutique.com. Go over there and get you a hoodie, man. It's fall season, and you don't want to be out here cold, especially in Michigan. Pitch one of these warm hoodies for sure, man. Because if you're going to be guilty rich. You feel me? So with that being said, I want to thank GS the Dream again, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. I'll see y'all next one. Peace.